Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to my channel English with Shelley. In this video, we are going to cover grammar part of chapter number 1, A World of Adventures. Page number 18, Similes and Metaphors. So similes and metaphors are the words that we use to make a comparison between two things on the basis of commonality, which means that there is something common between two things. On the basis of that thing, we make a comparison. Writer uses similes and metaphor to create comparison in reader's mind. So most of the writer uses similes and metaphor to create a beautiful image in reader's mind. A simile always uses the word like or as. So when we make a comparison between two things and use the word like or as, that is called simile. A metaphor says something is something else. So when we make a comparison between two things and we directly compare two things, so that is called metaphor. For example, he is like a bright light. So this is simile because here we use the word like and we compare he with bright light. But in other sentence, he is bright light of the school. This is metaphor because we directly compare he with the bright light. Although he is a human being and light is totally different thing, but we make comparison because of one characteristic, one commonality between two things. That's why we make comparison here. Part A, read the sentences below with the partner. Decide which comparison are simile and which are metaphor. So these are the sentences. You have to decide which one is simile and which one is metaphor. First one is the wave pounded like a drum on the shore. So this is simile because here they use the word like. The wave is compared to a drum, that is showing the wave hit the shore loudly and repeatedly. Next one, the teeth of crocodiles are white daggers. So this is metaphor because there is no use of like or as, and the teeth are not really daggers, but they are compared to daggers to show they are sharp and dangerous. So daggers are the long sharp knives जो छोटा सा और तेज हंजर होता है, उसे हम daggers कहते हैं. Next sentence is the fog enveloped us like a thick gray dude. So this is a simile because here we use the word like, and fog is compared to a dude, that's showing it covered everything completely. Dude means thick blanket. Next sentence is life is an ocean with its ups and downs. So this is metaphor. We directly compare life with an ocean, that shows life has good times and bad times like waves. Last sentence is the room was as untidy as the inside of the school waste paper bin. So this is simile because here we use the word as. The room is compared to a rubbish bin, that is showing that the room is very messy. Part B, copy and complete the similes below using your own ideas. So you have to write here similes. First one, the night was as dark as coal. Like a bird, the aeroplane rose in the air. The sea was as angry as a roaring lion. Her legs shook like jelly. The storm arrived like a speeding train. Part C, write a paragraph about a storm either on land or a sea. Include the storm beginning, then getting worse and gradually dying out. Use at least two similes and two metaphors. So you have to write a paragraph. Use at least two similes and two metaphors about a storm. So here is the paragraph. There is a stretch zone on the page. Create a list of interesting similes and metaphors that you find in the book you read. It could be made into a display for the classroom. So you can do it in the classroom. Now move to the next page, spelling rules. Word ending ing. So here we learn when we use ing with the words. So let's start. There are rules for adding the suffix ing in a word. So there are some rules to add ing with the word. Ing is the suffix, and suffixes are the group of words that we add with the root word at the end. So that group of words that we add in the end of the word, that is called suffix. The first rule is most words just add ing to the root word. So mostly we use ing with the root word without changing anything, like happen. So happen is a root word and we add ing without making any change. Happening, paying, pouring. Second rule is if the root word end in e, take off the e and add ing. So if the root word end with the letter e, so we drop the letter e and then we add ing, like take. So the last letter of take is e, so we drop the letter e and then we add ing. Taking, create, creating. Last rule is if the root word ends in a short vowel sound, then a consonant, double the last letter and then add ing. So it's mean that if the root word have any vowel word or vowel sound at the second last place in the word and after that there is a consonant, so we double the consonant and then we add ing, like get. So the second last letter of get is e and e is a vowel. Vowels are a, e, I, O, U. After vowel, there is a consonant T. So here we double the consonant T and then we add ing. So it become getting. Put, putting. Part A, copy and complete the table below. So first word is break, breaking. Hop, hopping. Roll, rolling. Crashing, crash. Rumble, rumbling. Exploding, explode. Run, running. Part B, read the paragraph below. Find 5 words ending ing with incorrect spelling. Write correct spelling of each word. So here are the words that end with the ing word, but those words are misspelled. So we have to write correct spelling of those words. So let's start. I was running so quickly that everything was dropping out of my rucksack. So here the word running and dropping are the words with ing, and these words are misspelled, and the right spellings are this. I only had half an hour left to get to the riding stable to get ready for the race. So here the word riding is misspelled, so the right spelling is this. Would we make a winning team? So here the word winning is misspelled, so the right spelling is this. I knew that as soon as I saw my horse, I would be hugging him just for luck. So here the word hugging is also misspelled, so the right spelling is this. Part C. Using the spelling rule, add ing to each of these verbs. So these are the verbs we have to add ing with them. Here it is. Put the words into these spelling rule groups. So you have to put those words into this group. First group, you have to add ing word where you use ing with the root word. Then you have to write those words where you drop the I and then put ing, and then you have third column where you add those words in which you double the letter and add ing. So here is it. Last part, choose 2 words from each column and write a sentence for each of them. So here are the sentences. Now move to the next page. Using but correctly. But is a conjunction. The conjunction but is often used to show contrast with the first clause. So but is a conjunction, and we use but to join 2 words or 2 sentences or 2 phrases with opposite ideas. For example, if we say the sky is cloudy and it is not raining. So in these 2 sentences, these are the opposite sentences. So when we have to join those sentences, so we use but here because those are the opposite ideas. The sky is cloudy but it is not raining. Similarly, for example, in Kansu Kingdom, Michael Morphago writes, it was fully 4 days before the storm blew itself out, but even during the worst of it, I would found my fish and fruit basket waiting for me. So this is totally opposite ideas. In one side there is a storm, and in other side he find out his fresh fish and fruit basket. So that's why here the writer used the conjunction but. There is a language tip on the side of this page. A comma before but means that the second clause is a contrasting ideas. So it's mean that the second clause is contrasting clause, and we always use but when there is a opposite ideas between clauses. Part A. Copy and complete the sentences by adding a contrast that would not be expected from the first clause. So here we write opposite clause. So first one is, I wanted to swim in the sea, but the water was too cold. Johan was very nervous about going out in a boat, but he decided to try anyway. I lost his school bag, but a teacher found it later. She is a great swimmer, but she is afraid of deep water. Part B. In 6 of these sentences below, the conjunction but should have been used instead of and to link contrasting clauses. Which ones are they? Correct and write out the 6 sentences. So in those sentences, they use the conjunction but instead of and. So we identify that sentences. First sentence is, the forecast was for rain and it stayed sunny all day. So these 2 clauses are totally opposite and they join them with and, but it is joined by but. So here we used but instead of and. Second one is, Muhammad sent in his application for the team and waited for an answer. So this is not the contrasting ideas, so we use and here. Next is, he was tired and kept working. So these are contrasting clauses, so here we use but. Next one is, the rain poured down and the storm ragged on. Here we use the word and. Next is, he is rich and he is not happy. So this is a contrasting clauses, so we use but. He is rich but he is not happy. Charlotte wanted to take her boat out and she wasn't expected to sail it on her own. So here we also use conjunction but. Next one is, we ordered strawberry juice and received vanilla. So this is contrasting clauses. Here we use the conjunction but. Next one is, she bought him a shirt and he hated the color. So this is also a contrasting clause and we use here her but she bought him a shirt but he hated the color. So the sentence 2 and 4 do not show contrast. So the conjunction and is correct there. Part C. Write 3 sentences of your own using but to introduce a contrasting clause. Remember to use a comma before but. So here are the sentences. There is a stretch on the page. Find example of the writer using the word but in a book you are reading. Is it always used to show a contrast? If not, how else it is used? So you have to do this in a class. Now move to the next page. Spelling rules, word ending er, or and ar. So here we learn how to use er, or and ar. So these are also fixes. The ending er, or and ar can be confused. So these words can confuse you. Remember. So first rule is er and or endings make nouns which describe someone who perform action of a verb. So the ending er and or we use it with the verb action words and make that verb a noun. For example, teach. Teach is a verb and when we add er so it becomes teacher and this is a noun. Garden, gardener. So garden is a verb. Here when we add er so it becomes gardener and gardener are the person who do that work. So the ending er and or are the endings that makes noun which describes someone who perform the action of a verb. Second rule is er ending are most common. So the ending er is mostly used. Or is often used for technical and professional nouns. So or ending is used for technical and professional nouns. For example, solicitor, professor. So when we use or so it become a professional noun. Word ending ar can be nouns or adjectives. So when a word ending with ar, so those words might be a noun or adjective. First one is dollar. So dollar is a noun. Circular. So this is an adjective. So here er ending is used for making a noun which describe who perform the action of a verb. We make noun by adding er with the verb and then or ending is used for making professional noun and ar ending is used for a noun or for an adjective. Part A. Add er or or to the words roots below. To make a noun, use a dictionary to help you. So you have to add er or or to make noun. So first one is corn. So here we add or and it become gardener. Second one is bake. So here we add er and it become baker. Third one is edit, editor. Protest, protester. Dress make, dressmaker. Act, actor. Part B. Add ar or er the example below to make 4 nouns, 4 adjective and 4 verbs. Then copy and complete the table. So here you add ar and er and make noun, adjective and verb. So first one is sell. So it's a seller. Second one is similar. Third one is baker. Fourth one is calendar. Fifth one is peculiar. Sixth one is teacher. Seventh one is caterpillar. Eighth one is particular and last one is lower. Then we put into the table. Here it is part C. Make the following verb into nouns by adding er, or and ar. So here we add er, or and ar and make nouns. First one is plan, planner. Beg, beggar. Travel, traveler. What else did you need to change in these words? So the final consonant was doubled before adding the ending. So this is the change we done in those words. Part 2. Make this verb into nouns by adding er, or and ar. First one is refrigerate. So it become refrigerator. Calculate, calculator. Lie, liar. What else did you need to change in these words? So the change is the final e was dropped before adding the ending. So here the grammar part of this chapter completed. In next video we will start chocolate fantasy fiction. If you like this video, like it, share it and subscribe to my channel. Allah Hafiz.